While I was planning a surprise anniversary getaway, he was writing a goodbye letter. I thought we were celebrating 5 years of love, he was counting down the days to leave me. I was planning our anniversary. He was planning to leave me. The irony still stings. I had just finished finalizing the dinner menu, pan-seared salmon, lemon risotto, and the chocolate mousse he once claimed would be his last meal if he had to choose. Our 5th wedding anniversary was around the corner, and I wanted everything to be perfect. I booked a secluded cabin in the mountains, one with a wraparound porch and a fireplace. I even ordered a custom photo album titled 5 Years, Forever to Go. He was the love of my life. Or so I thought. Mark had been quieter than usual, distracted, glued to his phone at times, and always just tired. I brushed it off. We'd been busy. Life was hectic. Work was demanding for both of us. I never imagined that behind that silence was a secret big enough to shatter the world I thought we had built together. It happened on a Sunday afternoon. He was out running errands, and I was looking for an old sweater in our closet when I stumbled across a small, worn shoebox tucked behind some old winter coats. Inside were random things, an old watch, a concert ticket from before we met, and a folded piece of paper, yellowed and creased from being opened and closed too many times. I wasn't snooping. I wasn't even curious at first. But something about the way it was folded so precisely caught my eye. I opened it. By the time you read this, I'll be gone. I froze. At first, I didn't understand. Was it a draft of something he wrote years ago? A story? A thought experiment? But as I kept reading, my knees buckled and I had to sit on the edge of the bed. He wrote about how he felt like he had lost himself in our marriage. That I was everything good, but he felt like he was just going through the motions. He said I deserved someone who would love me the way I loved him. That he had been thinking about leaving for months. That he just didn't have the courage to tell me. The letter was dated 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks. While I had been planning our anniversary, down to the wine glasses and candles, he had been planning his escape. I remember sitting there for hours, the paper crumpled in my hand, barely able to breathe. When he came home, I was still in the same spot. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just handed him the letter and watched the blood drain from his face. He didn't deny it. He told me he was waiting until after our anniversary to break the news, because he didn't want to ruin it. I laughed, a hollow, bitter laugh. As if it wasn't already ruined. The next few days were a blur. We didn't fight. We didn't scream. We were just silent. The kind of silence that suffocates. I asked him to leave. And he did. Without much resistance. He packed a small suitcase, left his wedding ring on the kitchen counter, and paused at the door as if he might say something meaningful. But he didn't. Just a soft "I'm sorry," and then he was gone. I didn't eat for days. Couldn't sleep. Our bed felt like a stranger's. Our home felt like a museum, full of artifacts from a life I thought was real. But pain has a way of transforming you. Slowly, and then all at once. 3 months later, I went to the cabin. Alone. I sat by the fire, drank the wine I had picked for him, and flipped through that photo album I had made, page after page of smiles, memories, and now, illusions. I let myself grieve not just him, but the version of us I believed in. And then, I let go. It didn't happen overnight. Healing never does. But with each day, I stopped looking for answers in the past and started creating a future that wasn't dependent on someone else's love. Now, 7 months later, I keep that letter in a drawer. I read it sometimes, not to reopen the wound, but to remember how far I've come. I was planning forever. He was planning to leave. But in the ashes of his departure, I found something stronger than romance. I found myself. And while I still believe in love, I no longer wait for it to validate my worth. Because I am whole. With or without a cabin, a celebration, or a man who couldn't stay.